This is the story of a man with a dream and the people who paid the price.
Was it as big of a horror show as, they say on the news?
Yeah, it was a shit show.
What was LymeLye? Well, what is LymeLye? Because they can't stop LymeLye, no matter what they do to me. Officer Haverty can't. The police and the state can't. Minimum standards of human sanitation can't.
I feel like Zane totally misrepresented himself to me and to everyone else involved in the entire festival. I thought he was like this wealthy guy that could just like make anything happen. And he couldn't even make a festival in Dallas happen. In Dallas. Like, how are we supposed to take on Coachella if we can't even get one festival off the ground in Dallas?
Marketing is like one component of it, but typically, basically you've got like 5 different components to live events. You've got the promoter, you've got the artists and their managers, you've got concessions, you've got the venues, and then you've got ticketing. And it's very difficult to nail the marketing for this festival.
I mean, everything, anything and everything. There's yoga, there's food, there's all different types of food. There's Russian food and Indian food and Portuguese and everything you could want. There's salons so you can get your hair cut. There's special selfie booths so you can look like you're on a beach. And I mean, that's what he sold, though. He just sold this image of what it could be. There was no follow-through, no intention of actually delivering. I mean, just look at that video. Look at the trailer they advertised it with. None of that's in Dallas. It's all lies.
I thought, maybe this is a little intrusive. Because what it did, it would go through the person's history of what they had searched online and find out what they were most insecure about, and then reflect it right back to them in an ad. And I am not here to make people feel bad about themselves, okay? When I post a Facetuned photo of me and my 6-year-old niece, it's to show kids that they can be anything they want to be if they use the right app and if they use the promo code Christy for 10% off.
Oh, well, I was scrolling through my Instagram and I saw this lime green square as I was scrolling down, and I was like, it was like Lime Festival, and found out, that there was going to be music there.
Because I got this huge modeling gig for the LymeLye Festival, and it's almost, it's like, I got paid so much money to model for this just one video, and then also to participate in the festival. It didn't turn out super great, though.
Did the check clear?
It did not.
So, what went wrong?
Was taken advantage of, or I was just too weak to see what was right there in front of my eyes. Zane pulling the wool over my eyes. There was just no oversight. They were not prepared. We were not prepared. There was no follow through. We didn't check to make sure things were ready for all these people, that people's money was going to the right place. It was a mess. The morning of, everyone found their scooters, had no money on them, and Zane was gone. And so we were getting calls left and right. The phone was ringing off the hook. People were claiming they'd been robbed, but there wasn't anything we could do. All their money had been converted into these Lime bucks. And they signed off, they voluntarily did it, and now it's all gone. I mean, what are we supposed to do? We can't track down that money.
Well, Lime bucks is, because again, you can't stop any of this. Lime bucks is sort of like what would happen if American dollars and Bitcoin had a baby and named the baby Lime bucks.
Festival goers will load money from their account to their scooter that converts the money to Lime bucks. Attendees go to the festival and use Lime bucks to pay for food, water, and even haircuts. After the festival, they will keep the scooter and it will continue to generate Lime bucks through the crypto miner in the scooter. When life gives you limes, make Lime Life.
It was my idea, thank you. And the principle behind it is, you know, we can leave our Benjamins behind. We can leave this phony, insincere pieces of paper or virtual pixels that we call money behind and start spending something real. Yes, I get 3% of all Lime bucks purchases, but that's administrative.
And I mean, I had some money from I'd gotten a bonus at work, and I was like, well, you know, my daughter is in college, so do I still save for her college fund if she's already in college? Or do I spend this on something for myself? I'm like, she's an adult. She can get a job. She can have student loans, you know? So, I mean, if you want to call me a bad mom, that's fine. You know, just because I wanted to do one thing for myself and drop, $10,000 on the Lime Festival, which turned out to be a giant mistake, and the money was not on the scooter.
On the day of the festival, nothing was as promised. At first, attendees were confused, and then they were angry.
I did not get paid per se. I was promised a scooter loaded with 10,000 Lime bucks at the start of the festival, which it sounded great because I could get all of the fresh juice that I wanted. I could pay for any of the pay-to-use porta potties, including the deluxe ones. And as an influencer, I'm used to being paid in promo codes and factory seconds of hair gummy vitamins. So the Lime bucks sounded like legit, par for the course. But it didn't turn out that way.
You see, I heard through my connections doing some police work that someone was trying to get 300 porta-johns. And that's a lot. That's a lot for just a random weekend in Dallas. The date that those portalets were supposed to be rented, there was no festival permit.
So that led you to Zane?
That led me to Mr. Zane.
Zane is a PT Cruiser of a human being.
I invested in some diamonds in Kenya.
At Zane's urging.
Yes. It was his urging. He wanted me to do it. He said I would get tickets to a Beyonce concert.
You know, if we are going to enter a new paradigm, if we're going to live life to the limest, we have to put the vestiges of the old society away.
Is the FBI investigation part of the vestiges of the old society?
Yes, it is. And it needs to it needs to stop. Because all I'm trying to do is bring together everyone in the world.
I don't know how this is even possible. Through some force of personality that I don't understand, he's convinced people that he is a brilliant genius entrepreneur, when in fact his name is Larry Alberts, and he's from just outside Cleveland, an unemployed school janitor.
His brand of positivity and solving problems, it engages you and you want to be a part of something special. And you'll do almost anything, even if it is scooting your own fruity.
I know a lot about euphemisms for autofellatio. It's known as scoop your own fruity. It's sometimes known as taste your own rainbow.
Zane asked me to scoop my own fruity.
Autofellatio.
And he wasn't explicit with what that meant, but I thought I knew.
Autofellatio.
I went home, took a shower, and I prepared myself to scoop my own fruity.
Autofellatio.
And when I showed up at the office to scoop my own fruity and release the permit, I realized I didn't have to do that. I just wrote him the permit and I sent it out.
You ruined what could have been a very nice experience for thousands of people. Suck a dick.
Zane? I'm gonna kill him. Zane told me that there was no Instagram or Twitter in New Zealand, and he said we could go there and run away together.
So you still keep in contact with Zane?
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta say this is a wake-up call. Now, when I get an offer, depending on how big it is, sometimes I will Google the company first to see if they've had any controversies. Sometimes I'll even go as far as to put name of company, controversies into Google. And sometimes I'll even go as far as to click on one of the links that comes up.
Do the authorities know that you're back in the United States?
Edit that part out. Edit that out.
What?
Yeah.
It's a simple question.
Are you with the FBI?
No, we're just... Did you come back?
I'm not in the United States right now.